Hey, welcome back everybody to Evil's Comics. I am Evil Mike and I have a review for you. First off, this review is sponsored by HK Wifey 420, Miss Sheena. She had asked me last night at one of the live chats I was in if I had reviewed this comic, and I had read it at the time. I just hadn't had the review, and normally this was going to be put into my collection reviews I do. So I decided to give a one shot just for her. She was very anxious about my review, but this is The Joker Presents a Puzzlebox issue number 2. I will state that it does have 3 different artists that are doing this book in this issue. It is written by Matthew Rosenberg. One of the artists is Jesus Merino. We got a Keron Grant, or it might be Karen Grant, and Dani. I will say that it does mix art. I think there's 3 different selections in the book, as you'll see. I'll show it off. But I love what they did. It felt it perfectly fit the book. For those of you who don't know, the Joker Presents a Puzzle Box is basically a Saw kind of motif, mystery style story. Joker has set up this massive type of puzzle box game that entails all of Gotham's villains, and at the hem of the whole story, it's really about who killed the Riddler. At this present time in the story, Riddler is supposedly dead. The cops have broken up a party that was being held for Joker, and they have captured a bunch of the villains and Joker. The story is continuing on with Joker basically telling the story of what happened to the Riddler, and that's basically the main plot of the story. We catch up right here with Commissioner Gordon and Detective Harvey Bullock, and they are talking to Joker, and Joker is basically just telling more of the story. They are continually like, well, who killed the Riddler? Who killed the Riddler? And the Joker's like, wait, I'll get to it. He's got this massive epic story, and he's loving the attention he's getting. But basically, this story is, he tells us that Black Mask is on his way to Russia. And on another thing, the kind of main thing is Riddler had found some kind of artifact, and it was like the first piece of the artifact, and he needed to find the other pieces. He has commissioned all of the villains in Gotham to branch out and find all the pieces. Little side note, but that's what this is right here. We have Black Mask, and he is Russia. He is in Russia. He's on his way to a KGB hideout of ex-members of the KGB who have been they've basically been run out of Russia because they were too violent or too mean or evil. We see that Black Mask does find this hideout accompanied by his men, and he has come here to do a business transaction with the guys, and he wants the artifact. There is this back and forth about who's the bigger bad guy and this and that. The guy is stating that, yeah, you're a big bad guy in Gotham, but out here in Russia you're a nobody. They quickly learn that that is not true, that Black Mask does get the artifact, and he kills every single one of the big bad ex-KGB guys that are in the hideout. We do see that as he is leaving, that he is greeted by Two-Face, and Two-Face has shown up to steal the artifact from him. He instantly kills Black Mask, or thought he killed Black Mask, but plans on top of plans on top of plans. Sionis basically had one of his henchmen wear one of his masks. He knew something was going to go down like that, and he was not wearing the mask, so when Two-Face killed him, he only killed one of his henchmen. And we see that basically Harvey is shot, not killed, in the outcome of that. Victor Sionis does leave him some cash and a way to get back home from Siberia, but basically leaves him in Russia and goes on his way. We do see that, we do see back in present day that because Joker is telling the story about Black Mask, of course, Detective Allen and Montoya, I think she is at this moment, she is commissioner, but they take Black Mask and they're about to question him. At the same time, Black Mask is still saying the same thing, you're not going to talk to me. And with hearing the story, they are also pulling out Two-Face, hoping that will bring out some conversation from either or. It seems like even with Two-Face, it's still not stirring up any kind of conversation with Black Mask, but as you see here, they slowly bring in this elderly looking Russian homeless lady, and we get to see Black Mask kind of tremble in his little boots for a moment there. We do go back to the Joker, and he continues on that that's not the whole part of the story, because this issue is broken up into 2 stories. We got the Black Mask, and then we got this story, which is all about Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn is also in pursuit of an artifact, and she's been sent here by Catwoman. Somehow they found the location of this one in this cave, and as we get here, Harley Quinn is being chased by some monsters. They look like deep sea anglers. It's ironic, but if you catch the comet bubbles from the monsters, they are all screaming out like, "Please, we just want to help you. Stop running, Harley. What are you doing?" You know, and eventually Harley runs out of space, and she's like, screw it, turns around and starts beating up all the monsters that are pursuing her. She does take out all the monsters except for one Minus that was in the water, who does end up pulling her down in the water. Once she gets out of the water, she makes it to one of these side, like, you know, things of the little pool of water that's there, the embankments, and she sees that her whole crew somehow has been taken out. She quickly realizes what happens, and she takes off her hat and realizes that somehow the Mad Hatter has got one of his devices on her. And she did not beat up some monsters in a cave. She beat up all her friends and crew in the cave, and that was part of the plan. Mad Hatter was basically trying to, you know, get rid of her crew first, and then he was going to kill Harley, and then he was going to take the artifact. She quickly subdues Mad Hatter and ties him up, you know, kind of checks on all her friends. They are beaten up, but they are still living. They don't understand what's going on. She does find the riddle and eventually finds the artifact after solving the riddle. And quickly after she retrieves the artifact, we see that one of the monsters was not one of her friends. It was Killer Croc that pulled her in the water, and he has been there all along. Quickly, Killer Croc does eventually just knock her out and take the artifact and swims away. I would like to state that all these villains have been commissioned by the Riddler, so they're all taking them to the same place. Maybe they get some kind of gold stars for getting to them first. I don't know. We do catch up with maybe a first appearance. I'm not positive. I'm not the DC guru. I love DC, but I'm not, you know, up to date on all these little bitty minor characters that show up. But we have Mr. Oliver. He is an attorney representing one of Gotham's villains that has been locked up. He is trying to locate the villain. While reading this, I kind of thought it was Joker's attorney. That was my thinking. He is brought into where all the villains are, and quickly learns that the person that he represents is not in the cage. They jump back to Sionis, and he is talking to the detectives, and for the most part it's the same thing until they get to the question of the old homeless lady, and it looks like he's about to spill the beans, and just as he's about to spill the beans, they get a knock on the door, and we find out who is representing who, and Mr. Oliver is representing Black Mask, and he quickly takes him out, you know, stating that the police did not follow protocol. We even see that Montoya runs after Black Mask, like, "Please, you were almost there, help us," you know. And Black Mask just and walks away. And that is the issue, the second issue. I can't say enough. It's a great book. I love to see where it's going. It's a murder mystery style story. It has a ton of comedy because it's being narrated by Joker. Especially the first issue when he went into him talking about how him and Batman were best friends, and he knew like Batman's real name, and it was some weird name like Adam or something like that. I don't know. But I really love this story so far. It's different, it's unique, it's unlike any other story from both Marvel, DC, all these indies. I love a good murder mystery style book, and honestly right now there's none really going. So if you're looking for a murder mystery book out there, hey, this might be your book for you. But that's my review. I'm enjoying this book. I mean, if you're reading it, I know Miss Sheena has been looking out for my review, so hopefully she enjoys this. But that's my review, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that bell. I will see y'all later. Bye.